the Fey Hammer, we're all pretty much saying it's going to be, you need four of it no matter what. Now the point of the fact is that they made it an ultra rare. Now is that more of an issue than the actual power of the set of the card itself?
So
I know that you personally have said that you don't agree with it being an ultra rare.
I have never liked, and this is a personal thing for me, right? I have never liked ultra rare action staples. And but if you look at Jasco's releases historically, like we've had that since Templar, right? We've had that since Out of Your League, we've had Templar, we've had Throw It Down, we've had
Prepare to fight.
Prepare to Fight, we've had like this happens every set. There's always at least one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the biggest difference is this one is just a level of magnitude stronger than I would say any of those cards. I think it's better than Templar because you don't need to block with it. You just get a flat -5 on defense whenever you fire it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that's the biggest, and
it feels like Revoke to me.
Yeah, so
like,
it feels like it should have been a
almost
rare.
every game.
Yeah, it
right?
feels like it should have been a rare. Revoke is a rare action, and that's fine. And I think it's perfectly positioned as far as power per rarity, however you want to define that. And that's such a tenuous, weird thing, anyway. Yeah, like I don't know if that card is going to 100% take over the format, or if it's going to be in like 2 or 3 really optimized decks that run those keywords.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think it's definitely not for nothing that. I mean, for all that there are a lot of good weapons ranged, and I mean, there aren't a lot of good tech attacks yet, but maybe there will be with this set.
Right.
There's certainly a lot of other cards, and those symbols aren't actually very, very good right now necessarily. Like Water's got 1 or 2 good builds. I think there's obviously Heath was a great chaos deck, but there aren't a lot of other chaos decks that are very competitive. And the good symbol is something that literally only Garrett Brett has had any success with.
It's kind of
any whatsoever. Like literally has like I think there was a top 8 in Arkansas. That's the other representation of the good symbol
for like the last year, basically.
Yeah, in 2017, basically. Yeah. So like that symbol needs help. So maybe it's gonna come in the form of a hammer, but so that can change really quickly too. So it's not a terribly strong statement.
Yeah, it's and I'll piggyback off of what Brubber just said. Just like you said, like those symbols right now, like there's some obvious stuff attack-wise that you want to pair with that card, right? Like you want either high stun, you want high base speed, or you want both. And if you can do either one of those things, especially in a character like Yamato Man, which is everybody's first impulse when they see this, I know that was mine. I can't speak for you guys, but that was my first, like, oh, you just throw this in here and it's ridiculous. Like, so I guess the biggest question is going to be how many other decks are going to be able to take advantage of that card outside of someone like Yamato Man or Lilith, which are my like 2 front runners for probably best characters that can run it, because they just inherently boost speed, right?
Yeah. You really want to have your attack. You want to be confident that your attack isn't going to be blocked before you start using this, because if they manage to block it, you feel like an idiot.
You feel like an idiot. You've wasted a ton of resources, and you're shafted going into the next turn because you're like, well, I can build maybe 2 more cards, and then I've just thrown away like 2 -5s for the rest of the game because they RFG, right? That's the biggest difference between like Hammer era, where like if you flub a hammer kill shot, like your defensive tools were insane in that format, right? And you have really good defensive tools in Standard right now too, and they seem to be getting even better as Jasco kind of becomes more and more comfortable printing cards that actually contribute towards defense, because we had the opposite effect for a while, right? Where the offense in Jasco Standard was so crazy, right? That like Zoe's a great example of that. Like, but you can even go historically past that, where there were like 2 or 3 sets where the defensive tools that you had to work with were terrible, right? You just had hot garbage, and anything even remotely good got either like banned or was in trash symbols that couldn't kill anything. So I think that's going to be what we're, as a community and as deck builders, are going to have to look at is where is that balancing act, right? Like yeah, this is an incredibly powerful card on defense and offense, but you have to tailor your attack base to handle it. You have to be able to guarantee kills. You have to protect it too, because there's action hate, there's enhance hate, there's all these ways that you can disrupt that card. And once you pay that cost on it, it's gone. Like you're done. Like if you go all in on dunking somebody with a trident turn 2, and your opponent has deliverance for it, you're like, well, that sucks. like and yeah, like playing there's answers to this card, so this card's not good. That's stupid, right? Like you like that card is. In any UFS card that you evaluate, you can't evaluate it on like, well, I can just run Revoke and always have Revoke, and therefore it's never a problem. Like, no, that's not the line of thinking that you need to be taking. Like, UFS rewards, especially on offense, very proactive play, and this is a very proactive card. But we'll see. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, I think
stuff kind of tools around with this.
We'll see. Definitely sums up my opinion on really all the Cowboy Duos rules. I'm excited to see new cards. And
me too.
It seems like these are all really exciting cards. And I remember thinking the sky was falling with Cannonade, and the sky was falling with Cowboy Battery, and the sky was falling with a whole bunch of shit back in Battle for Power. The sky was certainly falling with Platinum. Cannot confirm or deny if the sky is actually falling with Drill Bomb and friends, but
sky is tenuous. Sky is tenuously falling.
Rob, any closing thoughts on Bebop at all?
Not really. I mean, I think they pretty much summed it up.
Okay. Well, we're about 2 hours, so I kind of want to any closing thoughts on 2017, guys. I'll start with Dave.
I think overall, as far as like, so I'm not going to say the game grew drastically this year, but we did see a lot of newer faces like doing well at majors and stuff like that, and that's an encouraging sign, right? Like having like a lot of us are older guard here. Like Kevin, especially you and me, we've been playing. Like I've seen you in tournaments since I don't even know how long, right? Like forever.
Basically since Jasko was running tournaments.
Pretty much, yeah. And the rest of you guys I've gotten to know too. But seeing new blood come in and do well, I think that's good. I'm not going to say like anybody should just be able to pick up a UFS deck and run out to a majors win with no practice and no experience and so on and so forth. Like whatever, but sometimes people run hot. But like if it's more old guard winning stuff, that doesn't really do much for the game. Yeah. And it feels good personally, right? But I think it's good that we've had some new blood come in and be successful, and we've had some players that have been kind of on that fence and come really close a lot of times, like have a lot of really good success, whether it's at PTC levels, whether it's at majors levels, like whatever. Like I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. Because of like my UFS experience is weird because our local scene is hyper competitive. And like when we do take this game seriously, we're just cutthroat as shit, right? Like we don't play dirtily fun decks. We just like, okay, well, let's figure out the most efficient ways to kill each other, and we'll just bang those together a lot, and we'll go from there. But that's hard to grow a new play group in, right? Because it's so competitive. And seeing these other groups that started out maybe not on that same level get up to that point, that's a great thing, at least in my mind. That's the biggest positive I can take away from this year in UFS. Biggest negatives is the rule stuff that you guys were talking about. Like, get that hammered down, get the rules consistent. Like, don't waffle on shit like right before a tournament starts and dick people over. Like, that feels like that leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. And I know at least one of those people personally that had that happen. He's like, well, I'm not going to buy any more product. Like, why would I? Like, and I can't blame him for that, right? So that needs to get fixed for sure. I think better promo support would be a good thing, which we kind of harped on at the beginning of this, an hour and 45 minutes ago. But overall, like, am I excited for Bebop? Yes, because it's one of my favorite licenses of all time, and I want the set to be good. And
Well, it looks like it's going to be good.
It's going to be no matter what happens with this set. Like, if you're playing UFS with these cards, it's going to be exciting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because games are going to be bananas. and if that's where UFS is going to go, and if that's where if we can find like a cool place where UFS gets to that point, where like you still have to make those gritty UFS decisions of, okay, I need to allocate resources here versus here to live, not die, blah blah blah, like all of the stuff that makes UFS a compelling, interesting game. And if that stays, then great. If it's more turn 2 blowouts, then I don't want to play this game anymore. Like, that's going to be the balancing act. That's going to be the most interesting thing for me looking into 2018 going forward, is to see if Jasco has managed to pull that off. And if they have, then fantastic. But until you can see set spoilers all day, but until you get in there and actually play with this stuff and play it against other things, it's throwing darts. Like, so we'll see how this shakes out. Kevin, how about you?
Yeah, I shout out to Andrew Alex coming back and top 4ing nationals. Let's go. I love. Yeah, we've got licenses that people give a shit about again.
Yeah,
that's
speaking
fantastic.
Of blood, what's up, Andrew Alexis?
Yeah, right. I love all these new players, but the Terminator from decades ago practically comes back in and cleans house. Like, that was cool to see. I want bullshit.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, we had. I know we had a whole bunch of Omaha players in top 16 at Worlds, at Nationals rather. We had, I mean, that Swiss Champ Dawson deck was awesome. I'm pretty sure that was I forgot which Omaha player it was, but I'm pretty sure
it was Chris Nixon.
Oh, it was Chris Nixon. I thought it was Chris. I was like Chris Nixon. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Chris Nixon, but okay. I think one big thing we didn't touch on really at all in this 2-hour segment is the streaming and the other online content we've had. Thanks, Dad.
Thumbs up.
Welcome.
Get blown up. I hope. I haven't watched the second Sheepman video, but I watched your Pharaohman get absolutely dismantled.
Oh God, it was so bad, dude. I got my butt kicked so bad. It was horrible.
So check that out if you haven't already. But we had streaming coverage of Worlds and Nationals that went awesome. We had live commentary, great moments captured on stream.
Like, actually, that started at 1K, right? That they had Garrett and like Mohawk Mike or something do.
That
was at the 2K last year.
2K, okay.
That
was so great seeing that, and I mean, being at World, I don't quite know what the commentary was on that, but if it was like, if it was in that same vein.
Yeah, the Twitch VODs are out there. It was Ein and Sean and a couple, and Mohawk Mike was in for a couple rounds. They had a rotating cast.
I think that's great, just sort of seeing some of that, and you can get a little bit of like some of these experienced players just being like, well, like this is what you're looking for here, like based on like the glimpse that I got of his hand, like these are some of the decisions that he has to work with, and like seeing it with that kind of like
higher level commentary.
Yeah.
It's invaluable.
I think it really can help you watch it better and just kind of like understand some, like if you're newer or less experienced with it, like get a little bit of a feel of like what type of decision making goes into playing.
Yeah, because
that was great.
Because the videos that I put out of our Versus series, there's no commentary. Basically, it's just me flashing cards up as people play things, and you may be able to hear us. But I like Toys and Devin's videos where they talk through the decisions. Those videos are really good to watch. It's just a shame they don't put them out as much as like me or Tam,
Yeah, and they certainly take, there's certainly gradations of effort, right? Like, there isn't a lot of reward. There certainly isn't much money in producing UFS content these days. But
I'm not getting paid for this?
Oh, man. Damn.
Quick, change the channel.
I'm out. I'll see you guys later.
But anything else you want to add, Kevin, before we go on to Rob?
I mean, as far as MT goes, that's all I got. Like, welcome back to the old time. Shout out to the new players and shout out to all the other. I mean, the Guile treatment, the staging area, whatever the hell Devin's or Toy Soldiers is calling it a thing. Shout out to
UFSU.
Omaha. Yeah, UFSU.
Yeah.
Top Tech Heroes when we actually do it.
Yeah, right.
Hiatus this month, but yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
I mean, I think really just summing up 2017, good riddance. I think it was just like a ton of bad. I think based on just like what we've seen, what Jessica's saying, like they already have plans in place for 2018. It looks like we're gonna get a set right away. It sounds like they're already working on other sets as well. I mean, if they can just get out like another set, 2 more sets, like it's already a better year. The cards seem more interesting. I mean, I think there's more players now. Like you guys said, there definitely was some growth with some of these newer players with the big Street Fighter license. Especially with Street Fighter Darkstalkers, if you can revisit some of those characters, make them a little more interesting in the vein of some of the other stuff we have coming out, like that'll be even better. You know, if you could actually go to a tournament and be like, I'm playing Ryu and I might win. Like you could with the promo, but he was insane.
I was gonna say the promo was pretty bad.
Yeah, his promo was insane.
Like so some of that, getting like some of that hype up. If they can continue like some of these, you know, I mean, the PTC schedule, like I said, earlier, like the PTC schedule, I'm interested to see where some of those are. I think it sounds like there might be one with like the Virginia play group, which I'm super excited to go to.
Hey, that's awesome,
man.
I'm gonna be cashing in all of the favors of all the places we've been and tell them that it's time for them to make a trip to the Mid-Atlantic. But yeah, I just think already it looks like 2018 is in a better spot than we were last year. I guess we felt like this maybe last year. You know, it's like Street Fighter's gonna come out, everything's gonna be good. But yeah, I just
they just got to execute.
Yep.
I think
Same as every year.
Yep.
Really set up to do well, and you know, hopefully they can just follow through, and we'll head up from there.
Me personally, 2017 was awesome for personally because I got the content thing rolling after Nats, and we've been filming stuff earlier in the year, but we weren't as tuned on it as we are now. Card wise, I still haven't topped anything, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm enjoying the game is what really matters, and I enjoy seeing new players coming in, making an impact, like a Barrett, like Big Johnson, you know, and Eggs top 4ing with some random ass Tengu Man deck. It's just like, what the hell is this shit that people are playing, you know? And
excuse me, his name is Little Johnson.
Oh, Little Johnson, excuse me. But it's nice seeing the old guard come back, like Andrew. We saw Matt. He came back too for teams, you know, and they top forward, you know. It's like they were just like a well-oiled machine, you know, and just wasn't their day. But you know, I think it's still a community-driven card game. And my one thing that I guess we're kind of doing a positive negative thing is I would like them to reward. I guess we are getting rewarded with PTCs, but like people out there who are doing the hard work, hitting the pavement, doing demos, making these shows. Not that they're gonna pay us or anything, but like, hey, thanks for this, you know. And you know, yeah, they were kind of doing that on the Jawfist before they closed down for the season. So I'd like to see more of that. More community shout outs and stuff like that because, you know, shoot, Miles has his own store now. You know, it's like you know, and that's like the dream, I guess, right? Is to live as a card game owner and play cards all day. I'd love to do that. You know, I'm getting old in my days. I have a hurt back now.
Actually, that reminds me that one of probably the highlight actually of my UK trip wasn't even winning the tournament. It was all the people who came on and said, I love Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, nice.
Despite the fact that it comes on at 2 in the freaking morning for them.
Oh, yeah. Dan Austin is a huge content watcher. That guy watches everything, man. If I thought this is the 2-hour video, he'd probably watch the entire thing. That guy's like an animal. I swear. But as a whole, the set releases aside, I think I'm okay with everything. The rules, yeah, whatever. I have a feeling that stuff's going to get fixed in the long run.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, maybe because I'm just more, I don't know, I'm just more positive. I don't know if I'm a more positive person or whatever, because I haven't been, I'm not like old salts like you and you, Dave, and Kevin, you know. I'm still a baby.
I've seen it all, man.
I'm still a baby in UFS years, you know, so...
It's true.
But I would think I think things are going to be a lot better this coming year, which I'm very excited about. So, but anywho,
I mean,
you know,
biggest difference between 2017 expectations, 2018 expectations is now I expect Ryan Pham to deliver.
yeah,
Ryan Pham delivers.
ooh, the call out, nice.
Yeah.
All right,
Gone.
so
If this year goes great,
yeah.
thank Ryan Pham. If it goes terrible, well, it's probably not his
All
fault.
Ryan Pham.
Yeah, just blame Ryan
He did
Pham
his best, I'm
anyways.
sure.
You know, because we already know Fayhammer's his fault. He just won't admit it. So, you know, we've already decided this. So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Kevin, Dave, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Guys.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man.
Rob,
Yeah.
as always, thank you. And you guys have a nice night.
All right.
Take care, folks.
Take care.
Feel it.